Are you tired of the same old pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 3,000 hours of the best pro wrestling events from over 100 of the biggest names in the industry from over 15 countries around the globe. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.
This is your main man RJ from the Ringside Rant, heard only on the Visionaries Wrestling Network. So go over and subscribe across all your major platforms, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and Stitcher to hear every great interview I have every Monday on the Visionaries Wrestling Network. Go over and follow the show's page on Twitter @_Ringside Rant. Follow the network's page @BizWrestleNet. And, as always, embrace the vision.
Hello, friends. This is Spencer Love, your host of Over the Top Rope on the Win Column Sports Network. Don't forget you can head to wincolumnsports.ca for all of your previews, reviews, and breaking news from the world of wrestling, be it your major promotions or from the great province of Alberta, Canada. Now, back to Sounds of Struggle with your hosts, Chris Perish and Meniac.
And we're back with episode 109 of the Sounds of Struggle. I'm Chris Perish.
Hi.
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 Who's this person?
Oh.
Who are you? Say your name.
Kyle Shaw.
Oh, we have Kyle Shaw from Monday Night Shaw! Woo!
Yeah, Mike Malloy, be happy we're keeping it within the group.
Surprise.
Yeah. Wasn't the plan.
No, it just happens organically.
Yeah.
Like an orgasm in your pants. Accidentally, you know?
Okay, we'll stay with that because what I was going to say was totally not.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah. Rape.
Whoa!
Whoa!
So, how are things going over in your pod?
Things are going well. Last podcast I released was the big epic PWA RCW showdown between Heavy Metal and Aiden Adams. I thought it was really good. It was probably the best podcast I've cut just as far as my interviewing skills go.
And you've had how many so far?
I believe that would have been the 7th podcast.
7. Okay.
7. Okay.
I have recorded 2 since then.
Oh, there you go.
So look forward to a podcast with Ref Dougie coming very nearly in the future.
Dougie!
Yep, Ref Dougie. And then Dirty Inc. I sat down with Dirty Inc., Cameron Stevens, Cody Chimera, and Dirty Mike Jones yesterday, and we cut that one. And I'm going to be sitting down with Spencer Love and Andre Cormier tomorrow to do a fantasy booking of MPW versus RCW versus PWA.
Oh,
okay, can I make one suggestion?
Shoot.
Tag struggle.
No, don't ever book Pride. He's a fag.
Whoa!
Oh,
he went there.
Yeah.
He went there. Used a hard F there.
It was soft. It was a hard A and G.
Oh, hard egg.
Yeah, the vowel.
Hard egg.
The vowel is hard.
Hard A.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard A.
It's a hard A.
Okay, so we're going to go through our usual stuff, and we know you're not huge
My
sports...
hard A is to the extreme.
Oh, good Christ. Yeah, we're going through our wrestling stuff, or we'll get to the wrestling stuff. We'll go through other sports stuff. If you want to chime in, by all means, jump on in. Sure. But we know you're not a huge sports fan from wrestling, so don't feel like you have to jump in just yet. It's up to you.
Boys.
Yeah.
Start with hockey, and how about the World Junior Championships?
Canada lost.
So badly. We came 5th.
Not so badly.
5th.
Okay, how does Eric Bouchard not get the penalty shot?
Evan. If you're going to say your team draft, say it right. It's Evan Bouchard.
If you're going to say a sentence, say it right.
No.
I'm the one who drank, not you.
What's your point? You tried to.
How the fuck doesn't Bouchard get the penalty shot?
I don't know. I wasn't running the team.
Like
that Hunter's been too many times hit in the face with pans as opposed
we'll
to.
give it to the guy who gets cyberbullied, and he'll get the penalty shot.
That came out after the fact because he didn't score. Why not give it to someone like Cody Glass? Why not give it to someone like Tippett? Why not give it to someone like Frost? People who have all scored multiple goals.
Here's my idea. Hey, the defenseman who got the breakaway during overtime, he gets the fucking infraction.
I'm okay with that.
Give him the penalty shot.
We've talked about this last week. I don't know why we're going over it again. But I agree with you.
Like,
let him take the shot. Point is, they came fifth.
It's not like a Taze where he didn't score all the time on penalty shots here.
He only had one.
Exactly.
That's not the point.
One.
Okay, so ended up being the gold medal game. Finland beats U.S.
How disappointed were you that Swiss didn't get a medal?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I was kind of hoping that Switzerland was going to beat Russia, but that didn't happen.
I really wanted them to do well.
Yeah. Especially after their coach was going around saying, I hope our players are eager and horny enough to win this bronze.
Yeah.
Good for him. I like that guy.
Is that like a translation error, or is
no,
that
that's
legit
literally
what he said?
He said that in English.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Their coach will
The
win.
Swiss coach is
He's
fantastic.
awesome. He sounds like he'd be a good guy to drink with.
I thought the idea was you weren't supposed to get laid while you were in the playoffs or whatever.
No, you want to get laid because getting laid releases testosterone. Testosterone is what you need to use to kill people.
Oh, okay. I thought I'd heard
Well,
that
it
they
depends on the team
you
you're
to-
playing against, I
That's
guess.
true.
Right.
But they released for next
If it
year.
was Canada and the USSR in 72, I'm not getting laid before because I'm killing myself. Some Soviet Union guys.
Some Soviets. Nice.
Yeah.
So they released the next year's groupings, and Canada is put in the far more harder one. It's U.S., Russia, Canada, Czechs, and Germany. That's a stacked division.
Yeah. Swiss has a chance next year.
Right?
This is great.
And then out of the other one, it is Finland, Switzerland, Sweden, Slovakia, and Kazakhstan. Canada's in top. They got
hockey.
Yeah, Canada's going to have to play their balls off next year if they want to make it past the fucking.
Okay,
prelims.
but to be honest, I mean, I thought U.S. was going to win gold.
So did I. I was definitely cheering for Finland because of Yoki Haru.
Yoki.
Yoki! And he
But,
won!
I mean, I'm actually more shocked that U.S. didn't win gold than Canada not getting to the gold.
No, I'm more shocked that Canada didn't get at least to the medal round, at least the semis. I am a little shocked.
Because
but at least, hey, we didn't win, but we lost to the guys who won gold.
That's the thing.
So, okay, fine.
That's the thing.
That's fine.
I mean, at the end, Finland's a good team. You kind of, if you knew your opponents, you know that. But to me, I thought the Americans actually were the favorites going in.
Yeah, I heard a lot of talk. We were favorites, they were favorites, and
Anybody
Russia.
in Canada is going to say we're favored in hockey.
Especially on home ice.
You're right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that American squad's good. A lot of their Olympic teams coming up are good. Their, NHL players, very good.
Exactly.
So I look at the Americans moving forward as our equal, not as someone we think as their number one enemy. They're equal, if not
I
better.
still hate 'em.
I know, you hate them. But you always got to make sure you're on your A game, because if you're not on your A game, you're getting nailed by the U.S.
Yeah, there you go. Speaking of the team, Captain Max Comtois, which you mentioned, apparently he played almost the entire tournament with a separated shoulder. So I got a little more respect for him now.
What? Another reason why the fuck he got the fucking breakaway.
I only watched on TV.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm questioning it.
Well, question
If
Tim
your
Hunter.
D is going to get the breakaway in overtime, maybe your D is working harder than everyone else. Plus, Bouchard is fucking good.
Yeah. Hard-working D, never bad.
Right?
Yeah. Your thoughts on a hard-working
Nobody
D?
works harder than a good D.
Do you agree with that, Mr. Shaw?
100%, boys.
Yeah, there we go. Hard-working Ds, always for the win.
That is why he's on the podcast.
Yeah, there we go. Now we move on to what else we have for NHL. The All-Star game. Looks like Carey Price and Ovechkin are both not going to participate.
Didn't Vasilevsky take Carey Price's spot?
Probably. I haven't heard, to be honest.
Well, I heard Vasilevsky.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so I just assumed.
What else has come out about those? The All-Star jerseys have been unveiled. We talked about it briefly. What are your thoughts?
I like the idea.
It's basically just the regular team jersey, but it's black or white.
Okay, but here's my thing. As a Blackhawks guy, You just had a jersey that was black and white. What
Yes.
about if the main color is white? You're probably going to get that, aren't you?
Yeah, maybe. I'm kind of poor right now.
Well, because you spent a lot of money on jerseys.
Actually, no. I haven't bought a jersey since, well, the wedding ones. Before that, it was a year.
You what? Bought jerseys for your wedding?
Yeah, for myself, my wife, and the
Wedding party.
male side of the wedding party.
Yeah. I got one.
Like, you wore them during the wedding?
No, got after the fact.
okay.
We didn't get them until like almost 3 weeks after. It was
We
bad
got
time.
him right before the Grey Cup. Because
Oh,
we
that-
wore him to
sorry,
the Grey Cup.
Months later, I apologize.
Yeah.
I ordered them like a month or two before, and it took forever.
Were they all, like, matching?
Yeah, they're all same team, same look. It's just different numbers, names.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're kind of Oiler colors, but they're supposed to be purple and orange because that was our wedding colors.
Imagine
but they look very
Oiler,
bluish purple.
Oiler, like the blue, royal blue jersey design, but it's purple instead of blue.
Okay.
And then think a New York Rangers font on it.
Yes.
And
On the front.
Is the Oilers logo?
No.
It's just got my last name, my shoot last name on it.
Like the Ranger style.
Just last name on a slant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Got a picture. I'll show you later.
Yeah.
Let's see what else happens. Also, Seattle has been guaranteed by Commissioner Bettman himself that within the next 7 years after the team starts, they're going to have an NHL, an All-Star game.
I would do two things that are different. One,
Not put it in Seattle?
no, I would put it in Seattle.
Okay,
Because
two.
you want Seattle to succeed, right?
Okay.
So I would put, obviously you can't do this year's, or this upcoming one, because it's already been decided. I would do the one
Next one after that?
the one next.
So basically their first year they have an All-Star game?
Exactly. I just wouldn't give them the All-Star game. The All-Star game I would give to, good, like, cities that actually, good NHL cities. I am so shocked that Edmonton, with that new rink, they don't think of it. I think that needs to happen.
Hasn't part of it could been because they haven't put a bid in yet? I keep hearing things about they're holding off until all of downtown is remodeled and all that shit and all that's
which
done.
I think it is dumb. I get why they want to do it. The whole hashtag Yegus is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
What is Yegus?
Well, YEG is...
Yeah, I know Yeg, but
Yeah.
is Yegus?
Exactly.
You heard of this?
No, I don't know
Yeah,
what you're
this,
talking about.
this is the
Yegus.
thing. Yeah,
Jesus.
this is the thing now. We're trying to be so much like
Yegus.
Vegas that we need now to be called Yegus, which is fucking stupid. Edmonton, just be fucking Edmonton.
Yeah, that's why we love you, apparently. Or whatever.
What is so wrong about EDM? Why do you have to be Yegus? I get why. It's just hashtag fucking stupid.
Sure.
Can that be trending? Can hashtag fucking stupid be trending?
Hashtag Yeg fucked?
That would be great.
Green Yegs and ham? No? Okay. What else do we have here? How about Carlson becoming the 5th blue liner in NHL history with assists in 14 consecutive games?
Yeah, you're welcome, hashtag Yegus Oilers, for creating that history, because he got that 14th against
Oh,
Edmonton.
yes. He actually got like a goal and something too in that game.
Speaking of getting goal, Lamucci's getting a goal.
Holy shit, hold the phones, it happened!
Yeah.
This is not a drill, it's happening!
He needs one more goal in 2019.
To tie his record from last year's.
Exactly. And it's his first goal in over a year in North America. So, yeah.
Man, he gets paid like $6 million. That's pretty bad. That's really bad.
I mean, it's like a nun getting paid $6 million. Get it? Because they don't score either.
They don't score none. I got you. How
We
about
don't score none. No, we don't score none.
little AJ Styles for you? How about that? Kucherov became the fastest player, which is 43 games, to reach 70-point mark since Jaromir Jagr did it in 1999-2000. He did it in 38, though.
It's great. Kucherov is amazing, but he has a tail end of history to suck at the last month or so of the season, because
his history is the last month or two to suck.
Because last year he was 100% almost Dwyer, the NHL scoring leader, right? And then he loses it because he just falls
McDavid
flat.
came out of nowhere.
But also, him and Stamkos were flat for the last month or so, in the playoffs, they were flat as well.
It's amazing they actually made it to the conference final, really.
Yeah. But it's because they're, the rest of the team is that good. That's why Tampa Bay Lightning are always that good, because they have more than just two players doing something. That is why the Oilers shouldn't think about just making it to the playoffs this year. They should honestly think about
rebranding.
Not rebranding.
Moving to Quebec.
But just understanding that, look, even if we make trades now to help make us to the playoffs, they're not deep enough to make it far into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So are you just going to sell just to make the playoffs, or are you going to invest in the year after? We're at that point now.
We've got to look now and the future.
As fucking frustrating as that is, you're at that point. Thank you, Peter.
You got to make like the WWE. You have then, you're getting now.
No, we have nothing now.
Well, okay, you got to get now.
Yeah, we're fucked
and then
now.
look for forever.
Yeah, we got to look forever.
Yeah. Keep looking.
Yeah,
You got McDavid. It's a generational talent that you guys are wasting.
Well, it's not even just him.
Yeah, you're wasting Milan Lucic, you're right.
Or Draisaitl's actually top 10 scoring right now, too.
You're wasting him.
Huh. And, what's fucking weird is Koskinen is having a great year.
Except for last night.
He didn't play it last night.
He came in last night.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he came in.
That's because Talbot sucked.
But honestly, I will say this. Last night, I think 4 or 5 of the goals were flukes. Complete flukes.
But
the hockey gods were against you guys last night.
But here's the biggest thing with the Oilers. If 100% of the team is not committed to playing without the puck, you're not going to win games.
Then you're all going to be committed to an asylum.
It's funny because somebody said, like, when McDavid's on the ice, the Oilers are the best team in the NHL. When McDavid's not on the ice, they're not even close to the best team in the NHL.
I'll believe that.
Yeah,
fair enough to that. Also, the Flyers have tied NHL record for starting 7 different goalies this season. So that's, I guess, ties the record.
There's 7 goalies on their team.
Due to injuries and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So can you name the other 3 teams?
Okay, well, one, how many did Vegas have last year?
Only 5.
Was it 5? Because I know they had a lot.
Yeah, they only had 5.
Part of me kind of wants to say
There's
the
2
Oilers.
there's 2 in the 2000s, and there's 1 89-90.
Can you give me the division they play in?
Fuck. Going by now's division?
Yeah.
1 is Pacific, 1 is Central, and 1 would probably be Atlantic if they were around still.
So Hartford?
No. I put them actually in with Metropolitan.
I guess you would always say, like, whatever Carolina is
Yeah.
or that, right? Atlanta Thrashers.
No.
What do you have, Kyle?
I don't know many hockey teams.
Just guess a city.
I'm going to say, how about
Islanders.
No.
a city that starts with the letter S, Seattle.
They've
They
never
don't have a hockey team, do they?
No, they don't.
What about St. Louis?
Good try, though. St. Louis is one of them.
Hey!
2002, 2003.
See, at least you helped me get somewhere.
One of them's Pacific, and then one of them's a team that...
L.A.?
Very good.
Woo!
2007, 2008. And the last one's 89-90 team that does not exist.
Ooh, 89-90?
A Canadian team that doesn't exist.
Ooh, Quebec Nordiques.
There it is.
I was going to say the Winnipeg Jets, but they're back now, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are back.
This is why you
No, he doesn't have to shush. But hey, the fact that he knows that they're back, he corrected himself. That's good. It's good news. You're learning.
They've been back for like, what, 6 years?
Yeah, who cares? They still
Really?
can't win. And the last thing I have for hockey is the driver in the Humboldt Broncos crash has pleaded guilty on all counts.
And a
he's
guy...
going to be sentenced on the 28th.
They also have a player that just hit the ice for the first time since the crash.
Yes.
He
Which
was
is,
like-
that's a little bit turning it nice because
Well, I mean, I have to. I turned it wrong last week.
you turn it wrong every week.
Well,
But then again...
not every week.
But then again, so do I.
Yeah. So we got to put a positive spin on it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a shitty situation, that whole thing.
Yeah. It's shitty.
Really-
He pled guilty. He didn't even try to...
I'm going to say this. Everybody who actually felt bad for what happened, good for you. But anybody who put hell on this driver, go fuck yourself.
It's not like he meant to do it.
Yeah.
No.
It's like, because, he woke up at the beginning of the day wanting to kill a shitload of people, and just really fucking
Not
around
only
with
ruin all
everyone's-
their lives, but I mean,
but their families and like just
and then
dicking around.
honestly, even this might sound selfish, but ruin his own life. Like, do you really want
Right.
to do that?
Was he drinking?
No, he was sober.
Oh, really?
There was rumor that he was looking at his phone.
Like, look,
okay.
I've literally driven that same road before. During that weather, brutal.
There we go.
So, I mean, it's just shitty
could've
situation
happened
that turned ugly.
Yeah.
Like, super ugly. Like, Bella ugly.
You can look, but you can't touch.
Exactly.
Let's leave this unfortunate talk and move on to something else.
But I'm just, at least he, understood a lot of things and took onus to the situation, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Can we at least rest from the situation now?
Can we try and move on?
Like, closure, right?
Yes. So, I feel like this is clear. Let's try and move on from this. Let's move on to some ball sports.
Woo!
How about the Bills signing DeQuill, a.k.a. Duke Williams, from the Eskimos?
Yeah, there was a lot of Eskimos that signed in the NFL.
Yeah.
There's a dude that signed it with the Eagles today.
That is the seat.
Oh, no, sorry, it was Sam's. It was Singleton.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
But yeah, no, the Eskimos had a few people that signed with the NFL. Not one of them, Mike Riley, though. That team really...
They're getting lucky.
They lost 3 receivers already to the NFL.
Yeah, what about 3 givers? Do they have those?
Well, but at the same time, if they don't know who their quarterback is and they lost 3 receivers, man, is their offense looking very questionable next season.
Who knows? Maybe they'll go on one of those glory runs because you don't expect it.
Well, it is the CFL.
There you go.
Anything can happen.
Yeah. The Packers agreed to a 4-year contract with new head coach Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
That includes a 5th-year option. And he has also agreed to keep on Petin as defensive coordinator. So, my team...
I actually don't think your defense was an issue.
My team couldn't score.
Well, I think there was just, other problems, too. I mean, one, had Mason Crosby not had a bad game, you guys would have beat the Vikings, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's one win right there.
I mean,
that
same could be said for that kicker from Chicago.
Oh God, let's talk about that.
Let's go on a side note for that.
God.
Did you see anything about the recent Philadelphia-Chicago football game?
Oh my God, that
Absolutely not.
That was
fair
absurd.
enough. So this kicker,
I was
who,
watching.
by the way,
I was watching that game because that game had distinct possibilities on who the Saints played. Had Philly won, we play Phillies. Had they lost, we play Dallas. Totally going for Philly, by the way.
well, you're playing them.
Yeah, I know.
So
we're gonna fucking murder 'em.
Here's what I don't understand. People are shitting on that kicker, even though he got more points than the entire offensive line.
It's because here's the
Yes,
fucked up
he
thing.
fucking missed
He's had
one.
Yeah, but he's had 6 posts or crossbars this season
He's had some shit luck, but
in
it actually,
Chicago.
but it came out that was actually the last one was tipped.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, okay, you kick a field goal, it gets tipped, and then it hits not only the upright, but then the crossbar. Man, you try your hardest to do that again.
I defy you from trying to do that.
It is going to be difficult.
Oh yeah.
That was a shitty situation.
Yeah. My point is though, have your
That
quarterback
is not
and your-
his fault.
No, have your quarterback and receivers get some points so you don't have to worry about the kicker having to make that. Simple as that.
Here's the thing, too. Like, what did you expect when, one, you had 10 seconds. On 3rd down, you had, 14, 15 seconds? Stupid play call, by the way, on 3rd down. Had you would have tried to get the 1st down and got out of bounds, stop the clock, boom. You had one more shot to get closer. They literally thought this one was a guarantee. You don't ever take guarantees ever in professional sports.
Nope.
That's the problem. Not to mention, hey, flukes can happen,
All the time.
right? So, I mean, boom. And you expected them to ice.
Yep.
They iced him. He made it. Did it again. Boom. Tip, bar, not in. Shitty situation.
Bar down.
Not
it
his
was
fault.
bar
It's
down.
bar down.
Yeah.
But not his fault.
No. Just a shitty
Nobody
situation.
feels worse than
So
him,
it's-
too.
So that cost them the entire game?
Cost them the season.
Yeah, they were
the
down.
playoffs.
For this one guy.
They were down by 1 point and they were going for that field goal, and then boom, it gets tipped, hits the bar, hits another bar,
Oh.
and out.
And out.
That guy's got to feel like.
But at the
terrible.
same time,
Yep, and the whole crowd boos him.
had the ball not hit the upright at the exact spot, it wouldn't go straight down.
Probably would have gone in or
Yeah.
out.
It hit so perfectly on that upright that it went straight down and hit the crossbar. Like it just doesn't happen like that very
If
often.
anyone can recreate it perfectly,
Show me.
I will give you my lunch money.
No. I will suck your dick.
If anybody can recreate it, hopefully Perish will suck my dick.
If it's a chick,
Oh, you're talking about them.
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
I mean, a chick might do it.
Fair enough. You can suck her clit.
I will grab your tits.
There you go.
There we go.
I will some way sexually pay attention to you.
There it is.
Please have
And
boobs.
how about Clemson crushing Alabama in the NCAA
called that.
national championship game, 44-16?
Everyone was saying Alabama because Clemson didn't have a rushing quarterback. They're saying, oh, Alabama only loses when they're playing a team that has both a dual threat quarterback. I'm like, this is the game then.
And the funny part is, Clemson is the first team to go 15-0 in 121 years. Last time was 1897.
Yeah.
So they made some history too. Good for them.
I was there.
I heard so. You were there. Nice. Yeah, so, I'd say good for Clemson for not only winning, but destroying them in an amazing fashion.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a close game.
No, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. And then...
All of the NFL games, though, this weekend were close, which was very brutal. The ones on Sundays kind of sucked.
Oh, sure.
Chargers, Ravens, no fun to watch.
Chargers won that one, right?
Yeah. Lamar Jackson couldn't figure out what the fuck he was doing in the first half.
Here we go.
Why they just kept an MVP, a Super Bowl MVP on the bench.
Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, right?
Safety. He's your hidden weapon.
And
Your secret weapon.
And the only reason to what they had, like, at the end, it's like, well, he had a great fourth quarter, and it's like, yeah, but chances are you might not have been in that position if you made that switch earlier.
Yeah.
So, Baltimore, don't like that team moving forward. Don't know if they're really well coached, to be honest. Joe Flacco completely leaving Baltimore, though. That's a foregone conclusion.
You think so?
Yeah.
You sure? You
More
heard it here
not.
first. Flacco's leaving. Remember that, Shaw. He's
Flacco's
leaving. Flacco's leaving.
I'm going to say Jacksonville makes a lot of sense, if not the New York Jets.
Which we'll talk more about Jacksonville in a little bit.
Yeah.
Go on to baseball. The Rays acquired right-handed pitcher.
Oh, I got that reference.
There you go. The Rays acquired right-handed pitcher Oliver Drake from the Jays for cash money.
Cash money.
Cash money.
Pretty sure that's a wrestler, too.
Probably.
Yeah.
After 10 years of Major League Baseball, Jamie Garcia is set to retire. And this one actually surprised me. The MLB enjoyed a record-setting 2018 with revenues of $10.3 billion. And they even saw an increase for a 16th consecutive year, despite 4% drop in attendance. That's surprising.
And you made money?
They made money, even though they lost a bunch of people going to the games this year.
Good for you.
Not me. I mean, fuck, I wish
Well,
I made
that's what I mean.
10.8 billion. That'd be nice. Hell, I'll take 1/100th of
That's
that.
a good bar tab.
That's a fucking great bar tab. That's tag struggle
$10
time.
billion?
$10.8 billion bar tab. I'd probably just kill myself. Well, to be fair, I'd probably be dead from the alcohol. But yeah. Now, let's get into the stuff that we're all actually here for. The nitty-gritty. The down and dirty. Let's get into wrestling.
Yay.
Yay.
Oh boy.
Do you want to start with NXT TakeOver predictions or New Japan results?
Well, I don't want to say I told you so, but when it comes to the Tokyo Dome and the Wrestle Kingdom, with the exception of one show or one match, I told you so.
Yes, you did.
Like, to a T, I told you fucking so.
I don't know why you're swearing at me. I agree with you.
Because I'm proud of what I did.
Yeah,
But then when you want to hear about I told you so moments. You come to the sounds of struggle, baby.
You do.
We fucking call stuff.
We're actually like surprisingly scary good at it.
We
for some
are
reason.
so good. Shit is too easy.
Too easy.
Yeah.
We skipped the pre-show match.
What did you think of the Wrestle
Elite-
Kingdom, Kyle?
Did you watch it?
I didn't see it, no, but I would like to see it. I heard it was great.
Good input, Kyle.
I know that the Elite.
I'm real prepared for this, aren't I?
Well, you found out like 20 minutes ago,
Yeah.
or just before 20 minutes before the podcast started that you're going to be on it.
I'm going to say 28 and a half minutes because, that's where we're at.
Say half an hour ago.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the actual first match. Was Will Ospreay defeated Kota Ibushi for the Never Openweight Championship. You called it.
No, that was the match I got wrong because I thought Ibushi was the challenger and not the champion going in.
Oh.
So I said like they were going to have a new champion, which I called.
That's what I said. You called it.
But I didn't know who was the champion. Who was the challenger.
Well, there you go.
So, by the way, a lot of people are saying that was a really good match. Still, can't get into Will Ospreay that much. But heel Will Ospreay, interesting.
Agreed.
Interesting.
You also called Los Ingobernables de Japan.
Apparently,
winning-
too, Kota Ibushi, concussion after that match.
Really?
Apparently.
I'm surprised more of them don't get that with the way they hit.
Right?
Yeah.
Fucking Japan.
But, the Los Ingobernables de Japan winning the IWGP Junior Heavyweight titles, like you called.
Boom. Didn't I not say they'd have a great night?
I said Roppongi 3K.
Didn't they beat them in the end?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came down to you and I, baby. We called it.
Zack Sabre Jr. beat Tomohiro Ishii.
Yeah.
I think we both called that because it was for the British Heavyweight Championship, which didn't make sense to
And
me.
he wasn't the champion.
Yeah.
And it was funny because didn't you say something about me like saying like, man, you think all the titles are going to change? And I'm like, yeah.
And then Los Ingobernables to Japan, Sonata and Evil, beat the Guerrillas of Destiny and the Young Bucks for the IWGP Tag Team Championships.
Yeah.
Called that one too.
Well, I mean, I think it was pretty easy to say that anybody who is within the realm of the elite were probably going to lose.
Yes. And then Juice Robinson beating Cody for the IWGP United States Championship. You called that.
Yeah.
And then
I like where this is going.
Taji Ishimori defeated Kushida for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, which I'm pretty sure you called that too.
I did.
I heard Kushida's going to WWE.
That's what I've heard as well.
I also completely had no idea what was going on in the match. I just made a fucking guess.
But yeah, I've heard a lot about
Nailed it.
Kushida's going to potentially like a 205 or to NXT or something like that. I guess before he goes, though, he's going to get a shot at the heavyweight title, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes here. Jay White.
Universal Championship.
Jay White defeated Okada, which I did not think that would happen.
I kind of figured that if they were going to do, like, and this one I actually strategically thought that it would make a lot of sense. Because, like, if you were going to make the Los Ingobernables de Japan group really big, they need somebody to go against, right? So you're kind of redoing the Bullet Club and all that.
But Jay White is the new leader.
So, of all people, he's probably going to look strong.
Yes.
So that was my kind of thought process with the whole thing.
So do you think the Bullet Club sticks around if
I think so.
Off?
I think so. I think the Elites, they're doing their own thing. I think the Bullet Club's going to stay.
I think with New Japan owning the Bullet Club, they very well could. I think, honestly, now with the Young Bucks and all those guys leaving, a lot of their worldwide popularity goes down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's smart for New Japan to care about Bullet Club moving forward, but if they were going to do something else with that same group, it makes a lot of sense, because in Japan, that's still something.
Yeah.
I just don't think that Bullet Club is something that needs to exist anymore.
Well, I personally think that Bullet Club took a hit as soon as they came out saying, we're the Elite, we're no longer Bullet Club.
Yeah.
That's just me. That worldwide. I think in Japan, I don't think it's going to change much.
To me, that was pretty much the announcement of, look, all elite wrestling is a thing.
Yeah.
Without saying it's a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to me like Bullet Club is kind of like the NWO of Japan, and it's like...
It's the NWO of the independents.
I'm just saying, like, if Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, and Scott Hall decided to fuck off, and then you're left with, like, Virgil and Scott Norton as your headliners for the NWO, like, why did it not just disband and
Of
get rid
all
of it?
people in the NWO, you say Virgil?
Yeah.
Who else was in? Like, really?
X-Pac?
Never heard of
him.
Like, X-Pac. Macho Man.
Never heard of him.
I'd rather have a deceased Macho Man any day of the week than fucking Virgil.
Can you imagine if
Wow.
Macho Man was still alive and came in as the leader of the Bullet Club? How fucking awesome that would be.
That'd be huge.
Like,
It'd be huge!
Like, Buff Bagwell at least was more over than fucking Virgil. And he was taking chances with his mom as a rib.
That is pretty funny. Moving on.
Fucking even DDP for one night was in, like, for like 20 seconds was NWO. Dennis Rodman was fucking NWO. I'd rather have him than Virgil.
You're really saying a lot about yourself right
At
now.
least that black guy had fucking personality.
I met Virgil, eh?
So have I.
He's amazing.
No, he's not.
He's so full of shit, but he's like entertaining.
One of those guys you just know he's lying, but you just go with it because it's
Yeah.
funny.
My asshole is full of shit. Some people think it's an amazing. and
No one
entertaining.
thinks that's amazing.
I said some.
No.
I believe he told me his ring shoes cost $600,000.
What are they made of? Diamonds? Fuck's sakes.
Has he ever made that in his career?
No.
And if he has, does he still have it?
No.
He told me his finishing move back in the Federation was just to grab a guy and break their femur.
I thought it was laying down for a 3 count.
His finishing move is looking up at the lights.
No.
To break their feet. How fucked up was he? Like, was he on drugs?
I don't think he was.
I thought that's what he called eat defeat.
Anyways, let's move on. NATO defeats Jericho, which we both called.
Yeah.
Apparently that match was really good.
Aaron. Naito sculpt Jericho.
Probably deserved it.
Jericho lost hair in that match.
Probably deserved it for what he was wearing.
It's a hair Jericho. Shave it off, man.
And Tanahashi defeated Omega
Called it.
for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, which apparently, before Kushida goes, he's going to face Tanahashi one more time just so he can cross off his bucket list.
Yeah.
So that was the show, which I haven't watched yet, but I kind of want to.
Well, and because, like, a lot of people, like, when they watch Wrestle Kingdom, a lot of the time they're fucking sleeping after it's done because it ends
Because it ends at like
7.
5 in the morning?
So they forget that there's a second show the very next day.
Yeah.
No one from the Elite were on it. Kenny Omega, not on it. Young Bucks, not on it. Hangman Page, not on it. Cody Rhodes, not on it.
Wasn't, what's his name? Marty Scurll, wasn't he on it?
No.
No? Well, okay. Well, there we go. How about
Marty
that?
Scurll is also still Ring of Honor.
Yes, he is.
Like
Contracted.
One guy that's staying, isn't
The only way he started Villain Enterprises, yeah.
Yeah, that's only because his contract with Ring of Honor is still existing right now. I do think when when his contract with Ring of Honor ends, he's probably All Elite Wrestling.
Oh, for sure.
Which,
by the way, let's just get into it.
Yeah.
Let's get into it right now.
Speaking of All Elite Wrestling, they made some fucking signings.
Did you see this there, Shaw?
I didn't see it, but I've heard about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's all you need to know.
Say, I have here Tony Khan, who is one of the investors.
Yeah.
He invested $100 million into
Who's also the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. That is why this whole thing connects.
Yes. But he invested $100 million into AEW, who have signed SCU.
SCU!
They signed Billy Gunn as a lone producer.
I like that move.
I like that as well. That's
Isn't
cool.
it funny that
By the way, his Billy Gunn's son, Austin Gunn, he was there.
Potential.
He was there.
Very good potential.
Which I think would be awesome if
He
you
was in
signed
the
him.
Battle Royal at All In.
And I thought he was great.
over the budget.
He was good, yeah.
He reminds me a lot of his dad. It is scary.
Yeah.
Very scary.
But he was actually at that signing thing, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if he signs.
But how funny is it that WWE has Road Dogg as one of its producers, and then Billy Gunn is with All Elite?
Yes.
Like, wow.
What else we have here? They also, AEW has a working relationship with Oriental Wrestling Entertainment, or, as we got a shout out for, OWE. Yeah, bud. And who are based out of China.
Maybe we should
go down there and work with them?
Or that, or, trademark OWE so we can make some royalties.
I'm pretty sure Oriental Wrestling Entertainment probably has it trademarked already. Get out of Shanghai.
Okay, that's an if.
Yeah.
I wonder what the wrestling scene is like in China.
It's huge.
I've heard it's gotten quite big.
Really?
Compared to what we think, it is huge compared to what we think. Imagine, think about how big WWE made it when they went there. When John Cena is literally learning how to speak Mandarin, that is a big thing for China.
I wonder when they're gonna start producing talent that they can actually put on TV.
Well, here's
WWE actually did hire a lot of people from China,
and they released a couple of them.
Yeah, well, a lot of them never panned out.
Was
but
that guy that was in the cruiserweight division, Ho Lung?
Ho Loon?
Yeah.
Well, he never actually signed a full.
No, he actually might run OWE. He runs some. No, he's out of Hong Kong.
A lot of the guys in that tournament just worked on appearances. They never actually had secure contracts with WWE.
But if you want to see some Chinese wrestlers,
so guys like Kota Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr. never worked, and they did the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah, if you want to see some Chinese wrestlers, see what they have. The AWE is actually working with the Good Hearts, which is apparently a tag team from OWE. So they'll be working and kind of doing little collabs with each other.
Yeah.
And I've seen some stuff, like little clips. It's like watching Cirque du Soleil wrestling.
Oh, so it's like nutty high spots and stuff?
Stupid nutty high spots.
Okay.
But exciting. That's why I'm really hoping that they'll end up being able to stream the shows and stuff so we can actually watch them. What else we got? AEW and Impact are in a bidding war for Phoenix and Pentagon Jr.
And apparently they're trying to also have working agreements with Ring of Honor and New Japan as well. It doesn't look like All Elite Wrestling is looking to separate themselves from everyone else. They're trying to connect with everyone else.
Yes.
That, I think, is the biggest thing we can take away from this, because I just don't understand why in 2019 more promotions that aren't called World Wrestling Entertainment should be competing against one another.
Yeah, I agree.
Strength by numbers.
I think that if I'm Pentagon and Phoenix and I'm getting an offer from both of those companies, I'm probably going to AEW, though.
Which apparently...
you just said the guy has $100 million backing.
Which Cody Rhodes made a point of saying that they're going to pay the wrestlers. Happy wrestlers, happy fans.
Not only that, they're taking care of them. If Cody Rhodes will say, if you got hurt, you're taken care of.
Yeah.
You got benefits.
Yeah.
And then his wife made an announcement. The pay scale between men and women are going to be similar.
Do you think they'll try and maybe start up a union or something?
I don't think a union is ever going to work.
I think it might just be within this company. I do
think that a company, it's like working with like a regular company too. Like when they say, hey, look, you got benefits here, everyone's going to be paid on a similar paying scale. I think that's what you're going to see. I think you're going to see something along that line. I don't think they're going to say, hey, look, Jenny from the block is going to get paid the same as like Chris Jericho. I don't
surprise! Chris Jericho signed.
Right? Oh my God! I never saw that coming.
Like that. That to me,
my walls have been broken down.
That just shows to me that this is serious.
That has made the list.
It definitely opens the door too, like for other guys, because Jericho's got everybody's number in his phone, you know.
Well, yeah. Not only that, there's apparently talk that there's two major.
Jericho is today the biggest wrestling name in the world.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
And on top of that, he also has ties to the entertainment world, the music world, which, when you want to combine, can be absolutely disgusting, and maybe you should just have a show on a ship.
Which he's doing another one. He'll be allowed to, which is good.
The Second Wave?
The Second Wave.
What?
Jericho Cruise, Part 2. Let's see, who else?
Backstroke Mania.
Breaststroke Mania.
A lot of girls on that cruise.
I hope so. Maxwell Jacob Freeman, Joey Janela, Penelope Ford, and we talked about last week, Britt Baker, all also signed. Mrs. Adam Cole, baby! What else? They also announced Double or Nothing, happening May 25th at the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Yeah.
That place holds like 20,000 people.
It's about like 17, 18.
That's big.
That's
big.
I've seen a few UFCs there. It's a nicer place.
That's big news. And they're
now
also...
Now here's the thing. Rumble or Double or Nothing?
Well,
they're not.
I can't go this year. There's no way I can go this year.
Well, then it's Rumble.
You're just like deciding whether or not you want to go?
No, we've had a thing about like a few of us want to do the Rumble 19.
20.
Sorry, Rumble 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I totally forget we're in 2019 still.
Oh, I forgot a name, which I'm really pissed off I forgot. Pac.
Yeah.
Pac also signed with AEW.
Oh,
that's
did he?
awesome.
Neville,
yes,
right?
Neville. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if he and Jericho had a match, who would break the first ankle?
probably Pac, based on history.
Yeah.
But there was a part of was it Hangman Page saying he's going to be the first ever heavyweight champion, and then Pac comes out and says no.
But he's the king of the cruiserweight.
No, now he's the king of Dragon Gate.
Well, that's fine, but
that bastard Pac, as he's known on Twitter.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes. What else do they have?
King of the cruiserweight.
There's also a second show that's being announced for Jacksonville, which that makes sense because that's, where they're based out of, I guess.
How?
I don't know. They haven't announced a date, a venue, anything like that yet. But they're going to announce it later, I guess. Yeah. And they made a point to say that wins matter. Like, they're going to matter like never before. What the fuck do you think that means? Do you think it means like there's a tiering system?
Well, maybe they're not going to be like other promotions where like, hey, you know what? Oh, you lost last match, but then you're in a title match this week.
Maybe it's actually like kind of like a ranking system.
Well, I mean, like Ring of Honor used to have a ranking system at one point.
Yeah.
I think eventually when you start to have storylines, angles, stuff like that, you have to understand that, win-losses in the world of entertainment wrestling isn't the same. I don't know if you ever listened to Chris Van Vliet's interview with Loki Caval.
No.
But he had a great point of saying, look, there's a giant difference between pro wrestling and entertainment. And he's like, a lot of it is pro wrestling is a competition.
Yes.
So he then names a lot of old school pro wrestlers and said these guys are competitors of pro wrestling. Entertainment, they're competing for your entertainment. And he's like, there's a giant difference. WWE is an entertainment company that hires pro wrestlers. All Elite Wrestling, for a better use, will end up being an entertainment company that also hires pro wrestlers. Ring of Honor is also an entertainment company that hires pro wrestlers. They all just give you a different type of entertainment, or AKA pro wrestling.
Okay.
But All Elite Wrestling will eventually become an entertainment company that gives you pro wrestling.
I'm ready to be entertained.
Yeah.
I am.
But there's nothing saying pro wrestling can't be entertainment, and there's nothing wrong with pro wrestling being entertainment.
I think them saying that the wins and losses are going to matter is just their way of saying, like, the booking's not going to be bullshit and you can feel safe investing yourself in the storylines here because we're going to pay off with, like, legitimate payoffs, and it's not going to be like, oh, we've got a women's match for the title and the man's going to run in and grab the belt, like.
That doesn't sound familiar at all. When did that ever happen? But no, I do.
Harvey
that
Whippleman is shaking his fist at you.
That does make sense, though.
But at the same time, I think it's their way of saying we're not going to insult your intelligence,
exactly.
right? So,
yeah.
I mean, you watch WWE, you watch TNA, Impact. They've done that from time to time, to the point nowadays it's like, hey, look, I remember a lot of things from 1997 or 1996, and they want to act like it never happened. So, I mean, it's a different thing. It's saying like, look, every little thing we do is going to matter. It's great. It's awesome. I just don't think it's the right thing to say right now because, look, just, don't say it and just do it. And then you'll be taken more seriously. It's like what Ring of Honor says with the Code of Honor from when it started. Yeah. That was taken seriously to the point where you had Christopher Daniels and his group, The Prophecy, not do it. And then it was, then it meant something. But then, I mean, just, do it. Don't say it, because sometimes words just get in the way of actions.
Fair enough. Also, I didn't add, StarCast is returning. They're going to do it at Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
The whole weekend, which is, I like that.
Well,
I like the fact that they're still going to do it. It's going to have a small, like that indie wrestling feel, but it's a big show.
I think you're going to see very little of a small indie show feel when it becomes that big show.
So you think StarCast will go away?
No, I think StarCast will stay. But I think you'll see that StarCast actually ends up growing because of the show. Double or Nothing is going to be a very big show.
I'm really hoping that they figure some way out to pay-per-view stream it or something. I want to watch.
I actually think if they do it later in the year, say maybe later summer, man, that Jacksonville Jaguars stadium they have, that could be full.
Well,
I believe it could be full.
They're saying Double or Nothing will happen May 25th, but there's no stopping them from doing a later one in that stadium.
I'm just saying,
how
like,
do you think it's going to go down? Do you think it's just going to be like every once in a while they put on a big show, or
they're going to do it at the start? But they actually have two major TV companies already approached them with TV deals, national TV deals.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, instead of thinking too hard about what's it going to be, I mean, as a fan, we're programmed to think about all these different scenarios, right?
Yeah.
We want to. In today's day and age, we just think, hey, we're thinking of so much scenarios that, when we don't get our scenario, we hate it instantly. But
unless you're me.
No, I mean, it always depends, too. I mean, I don't understand, because, like, partially it's like, okay, I'm so used to seeing, Cody, Young Bucks, Paige, all those guys together. But what happens if in All Elite Wrestling they're enemies now? Are you going to believe it? It's all about the storytelling. It's all going to be about the angles. It's all going to be the show. I'm just looking towards something different. I'm trying not to put so much onto it, because I think when you tend to put so much onto something and you don't get what you want, you hate it. I'm just looking to kind of put down my expectations and then raise my eyes, because I just want to see what I get now.
I like it. Anything to comment on that?
I'm just wondering, like, do you think Double or Nothing kicks off the TVs, or like, do you
Very
think
potential.
we get TV in a build-up to Double or Nothing?
I could see Double or Nothing kicking off TV. I guess they have two of the contracts, as said, but they're both ready to go. Like, start right
Here's my question. Like, you look at what...
Do you think they're smaller shows?
You look at what Cody and the Young Bucks have been able to do since their involvement from the Bullet Club to today. Would it be surprising if they had TV before this event?
No, not at all.
No, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm just wondering, like, when they do their TV shows, are these going to be like big arena shows as well, or is it going to be like a Ring of Honor situation where, for a pay-per-view we go off to a big arena, but most of the time it's filmed in like a high school gymnasium somewhere, or...
We'll have to wait and see. Maybe they'll start like that and get bigger.
Who knows? Like, who knows how... Like, maybe they won't even do TV every week or maybe they'll just put their shows on TV and do something like what TNA did when they first started and have that first show on pay-per-view every Wednesday.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to start somewhere. To me, I just expect the Young Bucks and Cody to do something differently.
Yeah, they have the minds
for
it. Because it does seem like the biggest thing to happen to wrestling in, at least since the closure of WCW.
But here's also the thing, and I'll be the first one to say it. It might also not work out.
It's very possible it might not work out.
But with their platform, their star power, their brainchild. I just don't see it. Young Bucks nowadays don't do a lot of things that don't work.
That's true.
Cody is, that guy has the world in front of him in terms of in-ring ability. But what people don't look at him for is his ability that he has learned through his past on how to run a show, how to put something together, and then he experienced it all in. I mean, that guy could be one of the best minds backstage. Not to mention, he learned from Dusty Rhodes, his father, who was pretty...
They were related?
Who was pretty fucking good at that stuff, too.
Yeah, fair enough.
And his brother's Goldust, who I betcha will probably be part of this company sooner than later.
That's interesting. Do you think anybody else might leave WWE for all of
I could see the revival.
It's been rumored. I don't see the revival, but I do see other stars.
Such as...
I name names now.
What about Good Brothers?
What about guys who
AJ Styles?
Guys who have... Shinsuke Nakamura? But, I mean, guys that have expiring contracts have options. This gives you an option now saying, hey, look, we got this opportunity, we got that opportunity. Let's weigh the options. If a guy like Kenny Omega hasn't made a decision yet on where he's going, does that not tell you two things? One, he doesn't know yet. Or B, he's just not sure on what's the best fit for him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to look at it long term. You can't just look about, hey, look, this is the new thing. This is my new toy. I want to play with my new toy. You got to look long term, and you got to think, hey, is this the best option for me moving forward?
I like it. Now, did you hear on the flip side, apparently WWE feels threatened because for SmackDown, I guess be last night for us, but 2 nights ago, or 3 nights ago, whenever the hell this comes out. It comes out Friday night, right?
I think we're Thursday.
Thursday, Friday, whatever.
I think we're still Thursday.
This past Tuesday, 2 pro wrestling team employees were allegedly told they could not enter the SmackDown taping wearing All Elite Wrestling merchandise.
Yeah. Apparently there were fans that were giving out WWE shirts while wearing All Elite Wrestling merchandise.
Yeah. And I guess WWE later came out and said that's not true, and they ended up letting people in, but there was a big thing for a good hour or two where people were turned away, refused to be allowed to buy T-shirts and wear them over top or anything. They're just, no, you can't come in. So, if that doesn't tell you that WWE's at least a little bit worried...
Well, I think WWE is worried in 2 senses. One, they don't have that new school popularity. They're not the new kid on the block.
No, they're the grandfather. They're the old fucking gaffer.
It's easy to hate on something that's been around for a while and like the new thing. But what has the WWE always done in the past?
Survived.
Exactly.
It's true.
Now, what I think the WWE is concerned with is losing talent.
Yeah.
I don't think it's so much popularity. Nothing can touch the WWE in worldwide popularity.
That is true.
They are the NFL of pro wrestling. No one's touching them anytime soon.
Fair enough. Except the XFL.
No time soon.
Yeah, fair enough.
But what the WWE does have is that ability to understand, look, outside of John Cena, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, those are our only top named ticket sales in terms of names.
Only one of them's sort of there.
And for women, Ronda Rousey. Yeah. Guess what? Those 4 are very questionable on if they're going to still be there within 5 years. Because Lesnar is probably looking at UFC.
And then
Ronda Rousey, who knows where her future is. Roman Reigns, you have no idea if leukemia is going to be a long-term or short-term thing. And John Cena is definitely a Hollywood guy now.
Yeah.
Outside of that, not a single person on that roster is a name close to theirs.
True.
They have no star power. Hence why they now want to start building stars all of a sudden. This is not a decision based on, hey, we got to do what's right moving forward. This is definitely a, hey, look, this shit happened. We got to react.
Yeah. I'd be very interesting going forward seeing who they end up sniping. Either one.
I'll be honest though, if I bought a shirt and I showed up at the WWE show and they wouldn't let me in because I had a shirt on that had a different company's logo, I'd probably be pretty upset about that.
There was a giant outcry.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
But also, too, you look at where they were. They were in Orlando, Florida. Pretty much the one town that they should have that.
See, I thought
They might look at that as being just embarrassed by the fact that in the one city or state of Florida that they feel very secure in, that, you know, they got to worry about this. I mean, trust me, there's an ego with WWE.
Don't you fucking think?
Yeah. So, I mean, if they feel threatened or bruised a little, I mean, you're going to see a reaction. You're going to see a knee-jerk reaction.
Speaking of which, WWE has filed for trademark for Worlds Collide, listing the term as entertainment service, namely a show about professional wrestling. So, I don't know what that entails, but I mean, looks like they're going to come out with another show for the network.
Or maybe it's NXT, or maybe it's NXT UK.
Maybe.
Maybe they're gonna do another matchup where they bring in a bunch of lucha guys or something. They did the World Collide in WCW.
Maybe it's something to do about the World
the
Cup.
best pay-per-views of all time.
Yeah, maybe it's that.
I mean, they did the World Cup once. Maybe they'll try to do it right the next time.
Maybe. That is possible.
I mean, Worlds Collide. I've heard rumors too of stuff like maybe like Evolve getting onto the WWE network. Like maybe they're gonna get a bunch of indie promotions together.
Well, did you ever hear about like the original idea for the World War in WCW of actually having like multiple countries being represented and stuff like that? This could be a thing that now WWE actually does have something like this available to them.
So they have people from different countries competing together on teams, kind of like what TNA did, Canada versus US.
I mean, you got Canada, you got US, you got United Kingdom, you got Ireland now.
Well, United Kingdom, Ireland's probably.
No, you have Ireland. I mean, you got.
I know you do, but I mean, I'm saying Ireland would generically be part of UK.
No, I know, but I mean that's the thing. Ireland and Britain are different countries, so you can get away with that. You can. Switzerland has representation. Australia has representation in WWE. I mean, there are so like Mexico.
Ghana, West Africa.
Mexico, no.
Mexico.
Kofi is not from Ghana anymore.
Yeah, he is. He's actually from Jamaica.
But yeah, I mean, they got so many different talents from so many different places nowadays. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
When you think you got like Dakota Kai and Buddy Murphy from Australia, when you think about, you know,
Dakota Kai was from New Zealand. Yeah, whatever. They're both from Ghana. Whatever.
Man, there's Kiwi motherfuckers.
Yeah, whatever.
You got the Iconics are Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and there you go. Like, and then you got UK. I mean, everyone knows about the UK guys, or girls.
Which we can get into next.
Yep. And then you got Mexico. And we all know about the Mexican tradition with wrestling and the Lucha Libre. Well, I mean, Rey Mysterio for one.
He's from San Diego.
And then you have Lucha House Party. He
He
resides in San Diego. He wasn't born in San Diego.
I wonder what's going on. How come, like, we mentioned earlier that the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon and Phoenix, are in a bidding war between TNA and All Elite. I wonder why WWE's not taking a look at them.
Well, maybe they have, and they just were told no.
Well, I mean, they're better than a lot of like the guys there.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, when WWE wants to hire you, they either want to trademark what you have, or they want ownership on what you have, or do their own thing. Yeah. Maybe these guys don't want to give away what they own and work for. Yep. Maybe they see the opportunity as just not what they can have if they don't stay. I mean, we looked at a lot of guys that have chosen not to stay, or not to sign with WWE. I mean, a lot of guys have and been okay. even Low Key flat out said, he's like, look, it was when I was in WWE, it was a toxic environment. And he actually might have made a bigger name outside of WWE than he ever did.
I agree to that.
But, I mean, he even said, look, I never made my name on a global scale in TNA. I made that in WWE. What I did make my name on is a bigger demographic scale.
Yeah.
With these companies. But at the same time, he's found more success outside
I'm
of
just
it.
surprised that like the WWE isn't trying to get in on the bidding, or
Well, and that's the thing. Maybe they have, and because there's nothing concrete, that's why they don't say anything.
yeah.
Possible.
I mean, WWE is one of those companies now, until if it's concrete, why do they say anything? Why do they worry about those minor fishes?
That's very true. The other
It
person...
doesn't help them.
What about AEW bound Austin Aries? I haven't seen him around lately.
I still think he's a TNA. There's something going to be around with TNA, Impact, whatever you want to... Is it Impact now?
Impact, yeah.
Is it just Impact? Yeah. He's probably going to do something with Impact.
Didn't he do something like really weird at the last show?
He
was at?
basically
He,
no-sold
Yeah, he,
some move,
got up
finishing
and just
move, and yeah.
walked out.
Yeah. But, I mean, if you couldn't see that there could be an angle between him and Don Callis moving forward.
He strikes me as somebody that's got a bit of an attitude issue. That's kind of why I heard that he got released from WWE.
No, I mean...
I heard that they just had nothing for him, and then he asked for his release.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just because he didn't want to be the guy just kind of floating around, so he's like, no, I'd like a release.
Well, I mean, there was what? It wasn't Shane Thorne, it was the other guy from the Mighty, right? Nick Miller.
Nick Miller.
He asked for his release because he had a kid,
Yeah.
and he didn't want to be away from his kid, so he asked for his release, and he got his release.
Yep.
I mean, that stuff happens. So, I mean, when you think you're hot right now in terms of the wrestling world, and the company you have has nothing for you. There's more stuff out there for you.
Are you speaking from personal experience?
I'm just saying for Austin Aries. Look, I mean, his last match with WWE was what? The Cruiserweight title match with Neville at WrestleMania?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where do you go from there?
I guess.
If you don't win the title, what's your next move? And then he was put on Raw as an announcer.
Which he did a good job, in my opinion.
It's like, what does he do next? And if they don't know what you're going to do, and he's like, look, I can be a player somewhere else, go somewhere else. A lot of guys have bet on themselves and done okay. Cody Rhodes being one of them. Drew McIntyre being another one.
Jinder Mahal.
No.
Honestly, it's the golden age of wrestling. I think this is even better and bigger than the 80s.
This is why people say, today wrestling is as big as it's ever been, if not even bigger, just because of the options and the social media platform that is allowed and given to you. It's a different world now than what it was 20 years ago.
Yep.
And 20 years ago was 1998, or 1999, sorry.
Yeah.
Which was the height of the Attitude Era.
Right. And 30 years ago was 1989. Think about that.
Year I was born.
So,
now we spoke about it earlier. Do you want to get into it? Predictions for NXT UK TakeOver.
yeah.
All right. First match. Rhea Ripley defending her NXT UK Women's title versus Toni Storm. Mm-hmm. Shaw, your thoughts?
I'm rooting for Toni Storm. I mean, apparently she's gone through some hardship lately, so...
We talked about that last week.
Shaw and her tits.
Yeah. It wasn't even a show, but anyway, that's not the point.
Supposedly there's more pictures that haven't been released.
I will not go into that.
I don't know this first.
Just saying it would suck for her to, have to go through that and delete her Twitter. And,
Hey, she chose to do that.
Lose her belt, too.
I say this. If you're going to do shit like that, expect it to come back and haunt you. That's what you get.
enough.
Do not toy with the internet. The internet always wins.
The internet's like the house in Vegas. The house always wins.
Yeah. But with that being said, Toni Storm, one day will be the UK champion.
I don't think it's going to be this on Saturday.
I think you're going to see a good title reign with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
I think for this one, I think their big title changes different. I mean, you're going to crown tag champs.
Yeah.
I think their title change is coming bigger.
We're speaking of titles, or tag titles. Next match is Mustache Mountain of Trent Seven Tyler Bate versus Grizzled Young Vets of Zach Gibson and James Drake. Who wins the inaugural tag team championships for NXT UK?
Mustache Mountain.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you concur?
I think the heels will take that one.
You think Grizzled Young Vets will win that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just because one of the heels was the winner of the
second UK tournament?
Yeah, the UK tournament. So,
But what of Mustache Mountains was the first UK champion?
And the winner of the first one.
Yeah, I'm just going to point that out.
So I could see this going either way, to be completely honest.
I'm only saying that because if I think there's a female heel female going over in the women's match, I do believe we're going to see Pete Dunne finally drop the NXT Championship.
Joe Coffey.
Yeah.
Coffee.
You need that, upbringing with a good result. That's why I say the babyfaces of Mustache Mountain will win.
That makes sense. Speaking of which, next match, it just has listed here as Pete Dunne versus Joe Coffey, which we already know you think Pete Dunne's going to drop.
Yep.
Kyle Shaw, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
I'm not really familiar with Joe Coffey. Are both those guys heels?
Yeah. Joe Coffey and his brother and Wolfgang are one of the top heel stables in NXT UK.
Yeah, I seem to recall that.
Yeah.
So I was.
I personally really like Joe Coffey.
So it's
I really
a heel
do.
versus heel match then.
Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne is a babyface.
Even though he does heelish
He's been
stuff,
a babyface in NXT for a while now.
Even though he
so
does,
the transition to NXT UK, he's always been a babyface there.
Okay.
even though he does heelish things, he's a face.
Yeah,
He's like an Austin kind of face.
or
He's
Randy
held
Orton.
the belt for a long time.
500 and something days.
Yeah, I think it's time now, especially with the very first one. I think you expect something big, just so that when you saw Takeover, you see something.
Yeah, they want to make it a rememberable
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, I will agree to that. Joe Coffey, I like him, so I think he'll be a good replacement.
Plus, I think now you get to see Pete Dunne chasing the title, if that, or you see the emergence of somebody else.
Yep.
Which might be a nice thing now, because 500 and some days, that's
That's a hell of a run.
Yeah.
And then the next match is a no disqualification match between Dave Mastiff and Eddie Dennis. I'm going to say Mastiff.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
Dave the Bomb Mastiff.
Yeah, Dave Mastiff is like a big, huge guy, right?
I would
Yeah.
say, because Dave
Eddie
Mastiff,
Dennis is like a small little.
he's also
He's a lanky,
he's also
weird-looking
undefeated. So I also will say this: if Eddie Dennis is to win, he might have someone helping him win this match.
Fair enough.
Do you think Eddie Dennis chose his own ring name?
I think Eddie Dennis has no idea what he's doing. I don't like him very much.
He is kind of a gangly, awkward-looking fellow.
Yeah.
Just like if you're in wrestling, like you have the opportunity to pick your own name. Why would you just go with like two first names? Like,
Here's an idea: Michael McGillicuddy.
yeah,
You're a fucking Henning.
True.
it's like Ricky
So I think-
Bobby, the wrestler.
Yeah, so I think we're all in agreement. Dave Mastiff
then
put
again-
in there.
Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns,
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose. It's not always about what the name they give you; it's about what you make the name become.
That's very true.
Right.
And then the last match, which I'm looking forward to, is Travis Banks versus Jordan Devlin.
Yeah.
I think Banks is going to take this, but
I think Devlin is getting a serious push right now. I am liking him, whether it's on the mic or in the ring. I think he's kicking it in all cylinders right now.
Yep.
I think Devlin wins this one.
Yeah, I like it.
I agree with that too. My buddy Dan O'Burns, he really likes Jordan Devlin.
Is it because they're both Irish?
I would imagine it probably has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So that's that that's that card there. So now we have that. We can tune in next weekend. We can see if we're right.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I have for
My
wrestling,
Wrestle Kingdom prediction, has anything to do with it. I think I'm going to be
we're gonna
okay.
be probably 4 for 5 or 5 for 5.
By the way, I am going to solidify my answer to Mastiff over Dennis.
Okay.
Just so people are like, oh, you didn't make an answer. No, I'm going to go
There you
Mastiff.
go. The last thing I have is maybe you guys have heard of it. There's some controversy in the female wrestling world.
Yay, vaginas are mad.
Yes, they are. Priscilla Kelly
Oh
and
God, are we
Tuna.
talking about this now?
Yes, we are.
Oh, the tampon!
Had a match with a suburban fight, and apparently Kelly pulled out her used tampon. I use that with air quotes because I don't think she'd actually pull that out.
But there
I think
was
it's
some difficulty pulling it out.
I think it's a gimmick, and stuffed it in Tuna's mouth. Which, by the way, we're talking about who chose names. Tuna? Really?
No kidding,
Really, Tuna?
eh?
Now, my question is, how is this any different?
That's just somebody's nickname on The Office.
Yeah, right. My question is, how is this any different from Joey Ryan with Lollipop? Yes, lollipops are much more edible than used tampons. They both pull them out from their trunks. One of them's more
Well,
disgusting
you
than the other.
can't buy tampons from a convenience store and suck on them, but you can buy lollipops.
That's not true. You can buy tampons. They're just not used.
No, well, that's what I mean.
But my thing is, it's shocking and whatnot, but it's not that
I can
different.
understand why traditionalists get mad.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, traditionalists also
100%.
hate Joey Ryan.
Well, man, they hate gold dust.
Exactly. I have no problem with this. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
My thing is, welcome to the evolution of pro wrestling, where I like pro wrestling, not entertainment. Well, guess what? In 2019, it's the same fucking thing.
They're one of the same now.
99% of the companies out there.
Oh, absolutely.
You want a pro wrestling company that makes money, you're going to become an entertainment company too. Guess what? So is hockey, so is football, so is soccer, so is porn. Get over it. It's fucking entertainment.
True story. Porn is all about entertainment. What are your thoughts on that?
Movies are entertainment.
I think it was definitely like it came across as really sleazy, but it's not the only thing in wrestling that I've seen come across as sleazy. I mean,
hence bringing back the sleaze.
Chick has everybody talking, and she did something that literally no one got hurt doing. Like, she didn't jump off the top rope and do a 450 and crack her skull on the floor. Nobody threw a brick at her face.
Yeah.
She didn't do, like, a hardcore match where she lit herself on fire.
She didn't try to get in the ring and failed.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, literally all she did was pull a gimmick prop out of her thing and stuff it in somebody's mouth. And, yeah, it was gross.
But it gets everyone talking. Everyone knows her name.
Yeah, for sure.
So really, no press is that bad press because everyone knows who she is now.
Yeah, and guess what she did right before that? She was in the Mae Young Classic.
There you go.
If I was the promoter of the show, would I have been happy about it? I don't know about that.
Well, probably because you let it happen.
Well, not necessarily.
There's no way that happened without the promoter not knowing about it, because they probably saw the foreshadow of saying, hey, look, it's probably going to get us attention, and it's probably going to get some eyes on our product.
Yeah.
And more eyes on the individuals. So, I mean, in my eyes, is it something would I ever ask a female to do if I was a promoter? Probably not. But guess what? If you're gonna want to shock the world nowadays, you gotta do something different. That was something different.
I wonder what the logistics of the situation were. Like, I wonder whose idea was. Like,
I would say it's probably got to be hers. Only because she's doing that, and she's got to kind of reach down into her shorts.
yeah. So you don't think that the promoter came to her and said, "Hey,
Yeah,
how about you do
put it this way: if the promoter came to her, that's got to be one understanding Priscilla Kelly. Otherwise, like, ew. Why, you want me to do what? I'm going to assume that was her idea, and the guy's like, or guy or girl, I don't know who the promoter is, said, yeah, sure.
Could be a he/she, could be a she/he, could be a transgender. Can be a trend, like whatever else, we don't know. Whoever the promoter was, we don't know what they were thinking.
No. But hey, it's getting people talking.
Yeah.
Just like the Joey Ryan dick flip.
Yeah,
Gets people talking.
It's like I say,
Just like the Undertaker streak ending, brother, it got people talking.
Exactly.
people are talking and nobody got hurt. That's what I like about it the best.
There you go.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you get people talking, no one gets hurt, good day. It's a good day. I like it. That's all I got, bud.
Yeah. I also want to give props to the WWE and Hulk Hogan for their tribute to Mean Gene Okerlund on Monday night.
They did a pretty good job.
Yeah. Just want to say that is one of the voices, one of the names of pro wrestling that is synonymous with entertainment, synonymous with greatness, and synonymous for enjoying what you are watching, what you are listening, and that Mean Gene Okerlund was one of the best ever at entertaining, and yeah.
I like it.
Just want to remember Mean Gene Okerlund. That guy he's got game. Yeah. And I appreciate Mean Gene.
I appreciate him too.
Also, too, because I was watching Storytime on the WWE Network.
Okay.
Ooh, that's gonna be different now.
Yeah.
Mean Gene being the voice of that, and it's a cartoon character of him being the host. That's gonna be different now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, that would so suck if they had to get like Jonathan Coachman to do it or something.
Well, that's kind of where I was going to go to. If you didn't have Mean Gene doing story time, who do you have next? Who's that guy? When it comes
Corey
down,
Graves?
well, I mean that's the thing.
Michael Cole?
We go
You know
new
who
school,
it should be
But is
Jesse the Ventura.
Jesse the Body.
but I mean, like, is there that voice back then, like that you can just think of, like, okay, yeah,
Howard Finkel?
that's who I was thinking. I was also thinking Jerry Lawler. I was thinking Jim Ross.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, there's a lot of people.
Sean Mooney.
But Howard Finkel might even be that. But I mean, like, who'd be a guy who is, that involved with, the backstage, on the road, like Ribs and stuff like that. That we know from back in that day, like.
And he's also capable of like.
And that's the thing, like, Mean Gene was.
Owen Hart.
Well, Owen Hart would have checked a lot of boxes on a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure. Like, even Mr. Perfect would have been perfect.
Yeah.
He would have been perfect.
Would have been perfect.
So I don't know.
That's all I got. You
Yeah.
got anything?
No, I'm pretty much good.
All right, Kyle Shaw.
Yes.
Advertise your podcast
Yeah.
and where you're going to be coming
We're
up
not
wrestling
doing
wise.
it for you. You do it yourself.
Okey-dokey. Well, I mean, I'm sure by the time this airs, the show that is happening in Radway will have already happened.
Nope.
Oh,
No,
really? When's this airing?
It'll either happen the day before or the day of,
We are airing on the Wednesday, and we're coming out tomorrow.
or Friday.
probably
either one.
probably the Thursday.
Okay.
So this show is going to air before Radway on
Yeah.
Friday. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, my good friend Canadian Goose is going to be in Radway. I'll be in Bonnieville. I don't know what I'm doing.
Bet a loony on that guy.
It'll be fun.
You know what? I'd pay to see. I'd buy that for $1.
It's a good time.
Canadian dollar.
And then the 18th and the 19th, we have RCW shows. The 18th, we're going to be in Calgary at the Legion No. 1 downtown. And then we're going to be at the Abbotsfield Recreation Center on the 19th of January. And both those shows are going to feature former WWE Women's Mae Young Classic competitor Nicole Matthews.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool.
Right on. Where are you going to be coming up?
I've actually had a match with Nicole Matthews once before.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, well.
For someone who doesn't like having matches with females, you've had several of them.
Well, she was on my team.
Oh,
It was a multi-person.
Anyways, you're saying.
Myself and Ranchi Myers. We were
nice.
a team. Yeah. it was
Ravenous
so
Randy
great.
Myers. Ah,
We actually took a sit down once and protested a show
there you go.
and lost that protest hard.
Anyways,
We played patty cake and we had a great competitive game.
Jesus. So, where are you going to be coming up?
Coming up, you'll see me next show February. I believe it's the Power Rumble for Pure Power Wrestling, where I make my very first defense of
There
the
you
Pure
go.
Power Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. I believe that is February 16th.
There you go.
And then we have February 2nd, Monster Pro Wrestling, where, from what I'm being told, I'm involved in the Eliminator match itself.
Again, what a shock.
Yeah.
You headlining?
I don't think I was. Well, I don't think I was in it last year.
I was in it last year.
Yeah, pretty sure I wasn't in it last year.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right on.
And then if CWC ever gets their dates up, I will let you know as soon as they let me know.
I heard
Oh,
at the end
and
of February.
yeah, and if you're in the Bonnieville area this Saturday, come check out Lakeland Pro Wrestling as I take on the Son of Irish. I will legally beat up a 15-year-old. I will do it for everyone's enjoyment, so please come out.
Hooray!
I love Slavna Virus. She's great.
Yeah, and I will beat him up.
And after much wait, I think by this time next week when you listen, I will have finally chosen my road to victory, we'll call it. My final destination. I'll be releasing my LeBron James tribute by saying where I'm going to end up.
He is going to show you where the money shot landed, people.
I'm going to tell you where South Beach is.
Ooh, is it in Nicaragua?
Sure. I don't know.
Ooh, is
So-
he in Yemen?
I'm not going over to Africa.
Timbuktu?
No, I'm not going over there
Is
either.
it parked beside the Caribou Jean? That is a Tintin reference.
Yes, it is. Anyways, you can catch us, catch all this stuff and Monday Night Shaw and everything else on the Backbreaker Media. That is part of the Win Column Sports Network on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Podcast Player, Twitch. Fuck YouTube.
Yeah,
It's on Spotify now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Take YouTube,
Where is
bend
that?
them over, do doggy style, and fuck them hard.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't have Spotify, but I've been told it's on there.
Well, excellent. I'm glad to hear that.
There we go. Whatamaneuver.net. Get your retro WE and
We
Red Struggle
educate the
shirts,
masses on the sounds of struggle.
and we mass the education.
Yeah, and then we drink them
Also,
dry.
also for TV, powerslam.tv or backbreakermedia.pipshare.com for new and old wrestling in Alberta, etc., etc. Go watch it now. We'll wait. And I hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah.
All right.
If you didn't get your tickets now, you're out of luck.
Exactly. Okay. On that note, I think we should wrap this biatch up.
Yeah, I am Chris Perish,
I'm Meniac.
and you are...
Okie dokie, this is Kyle Shaw. Thank you very much for listening to the show.
Yep.
And thanks for having me, boys.
Not a problem. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, and this will do it for episode 109 of The Sounds of Struggle, where we are Tag Struggle, and we are real.
And we are spectacular.
And we're a little bit of alright.
And strugglicious.
Yeah. So until next week, we say...
Later?
Bitches!